What's going on, guys? Sunchu here with 9RG 9 Realms. Hope you all are having a wonderful day. I'm here with my good friend Chuck and Javi. Chuck, he has so much information in regards to BioMutant, and we're gonna talk a little bit about that today. He's been following this game since its inception, and so he knows a lot more than I do. He's gotten me really hyped on this game. Release date is May 25th. And just look out for more content in regards to Biomutant because we are so excited for this game. We have very high hopes that it's actually going to be something that we
Oh, it's
thoroughly enjoy. What do you think, Chuck?
it's gonna be phenomenal, dude. I like you said, I have such high hopes. There's just so much that's going into this game, and it feels like a real passion project.
It
It
really
doesn't
does.
feel it doesn't feel like something that's just a money grab or something like that. It feels like these guys really they had a vision, and they were like, we're gonna execute it our way.
Well, just from its inception, it when 2017, 2018, whenever it
Yeah,
was first announced, and it's gone through so many changes. Here it is 4 years later, and now it's seeming to be a completely different game. They've taken all the time that they needed in order to make a good, finished, polished product, and they're very
yeah.
happy to provide us with actual gameplay footage, and that's what we're going to be looking at today. We have a world trailer brought to us from THQ Nordic and Biomutant themselves, as well as a combat trailer that I'm so stoked to actually look at. We're just going to look at those, review them, and then we're going to go over some thoughts and maybe some hopes of what's to come whenever this game actually launches. So let's get into this world trailer.
Ready.
I mean, just right there, just that glide over that seems so minimal, but he's doing that on a suitcase.
Yep.
And that right there, that's showing the type of customization that you're looking into this game. It's not just you sprout wings, which that might be possible in this
Yeah.
game
Well.
just because you're going through it and you're learning new abilities and everything. But that's really
Yeah.
cool that they're using even everyday items to show that things aren't always what they seem to be.
Yeah. That's one of the main hooks for me, man, is that pretty much anything in the environment there that's what they've said is like you're going to find so much stuff in this game that you can either craft into a weapon, craft into an item you can use, you can slap it on your character as an extra limb. There's just tons of stuff.
Yeah, and hopefully it'll be just as customizable as what our minds are. I know that like there's not going to be something for every single thing, but we could always hope. maybe
Yeah.
maybe with future patches they can release that item that we will sure enough create a meme over.
Oh, for sure, dude.
Let's keep going. I'm gonna stop it here too on this giant ass robot that I hope that we get to pilot. But just in that short little clip right there, we seen that there's different seasons. Uh, we might not even know yet, Chuck, but do you know if that was just area based? Because this is supposed to be a 8x8 world, something that's
Yeah.
really large, open world content that you can explore at any given time. Do you know if that's like randomly generated, or will it be the same 8x8 squares? Are there going to be specific locations for places? I mean, do we have that information yet?
Seen information on that. I know they said here's what I do know is they said pretty much in any corner you're gonna go, you're gonna find something. And like that mech you just brought up, I know that I have seen a video. I don't know if it was an interview or something, but they were piloting that mech.
Oh man.
Um, yeah, so you're definitely gonna get to use these. I've seen clips of them using water skis to fight bosses. Um, there, there's
On
tons of
land,
gad.
underwater, on water,
Yep,
everything.
yep. There's just tons of different ways you're gonna be able to go about combat in this game. And the about the seasons, I'm not sure if there's seasons, but that would be absolutely fantastic. I mean, even if it's just zone based, where this is a snowy zone or whatever, I mean, still to have that variety in a game is great because who wants to always be going around looking at the same thing for an
Right,
entire
right.
game?
Yeah, and just playing other titles, I know that like if there's not a change of scenery, you know, then it just feels like you're completing the same old things. It's just like
Yeah,
what
it
actually
feels
is
like
going
you're
on
doing
here?
yeah, you're doing the same quest over and over again, just with a different skin, kind
Right.
of.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Man. All right, let's take a look at this combat trailer.
Excited, dude.
See, even just on that little 1 minute video, it showed,
So
just
much.
yeah. There, I mean, there's so much going on, and it really aspires to be its own IP. It really does. From Odin, thank you. From the animation of it, from its little, comic book laughs, with some of the abilities. Um, and it really makes me wonder. It's just like you're seriously gonna put this. Not only is it releasing on PC, but it's also releasing on console, and that combat looks so fluid.
Oh, it does, dude.
And it's like, how am I gonna be able to move this character this well?
Yeah. The thing that really stuck out to me there was you clearly saw that elements were being imbued,
Mm-hmm.
if that's how they do it. We saw different types of magic. I think I saw frost magic there, some sort of dark magic. So I mean, in a little 1 minute video, we're seeing just tons of options. Like, it's not the same thing over and over again.
Right.
And I know a lot of games, you have the core of the combat and it doesn't differ too much from that, and then you get little bits and pieces here and there to kind of add to it. And this feels like whichever way you want to go, that's the way your character is going to go.
Right, and it all stems from the character creation. So, you gave me a little bit about this, but what exactly about the character creation really is getting you hyped for BioMutant coming out?
Well, so everything they've shown on the character creation, all that I've seen, you're gonna have these different like schools of creatures or whatever they fall into as their category. But you pick one of those, and then you're gonna get this shaped type of like slider, and it's got your stats on it like stamina, strength, agility, intellect. But the way your character looks directly impacts those stats. If you use this slider and you want like, okay, so you're going into this and you're like, I want to be a magic user. I'm gonna ramp up the intellect. This is gonna be just a glass cannon of a magic user. Your head is gonna get bigger. I've seen this, and it directly impacts the way your character looks. So your character is a full representation of how you decided to build and how you decided to take on the world in this game.
And even then, that's just the beginning. That's just
Yeah,
character creation, and
that
then we discussed earlier, this has so much in depth on it that as you progress through the game, any kind of challenges that you overcome, or if you choose to customize your character in a different way, that's going to impact your character visually, isn't it? Like that's going to
for sure.
change the outlook of how your character looks and what they are wearing, what tools they are carrying on their back, and just the overall outlook that your character may have on the surrounding world.
Yeah, that this is a good point to bring up, like the contaminated zones.
Mm-hmm.
They've talked about this a decent bit, and this is basically where you're gonna go off and you're gonna find new powers, new abilities, new, uh, new things like that, and they're gonna directly impact how your character looks. So you might get some sort of psychic ability, and it's gonna alter the way your character appears. So that's just another way that's gonna further how you can progress your character. And I know for me personally, I'm someone who like I love to change up stuff
Mm-hmm.
in games because it prevents stagnating, it prevents you feeling like you're just doing the same monotonous thing over time.
Oh, it
And
helps
this,
with that replayability as well.
yeah,
It
yeah,
really gets you involved in that game.
yeah, and it makes it so every time you log in, you're like, what am I gonna find now?
Yep.
What is gonna be this cool thing? And I know in one of the interviews with the main game director, I'm forgetting his name right now. I feel terrible, but he mentions how like you might go off into this little corner and you're gonna find a metal leg. You can put that leg on, and the way he described it, you can jump way higher now.
Mm.
And so like not only are you affecting your appearance by like the mutations of your character, you're also getting attachments and stuff, which is really cool to me.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And just it really changes the dynamic of what your character can be. Now, we also kind of hit on this before we went live, but it's unfortunate, to have this much customability, and being able to customize your character not only visually but with your different weapons and choices that you make throughout the game, that you can't really share that with other people.
Yeah, that's been the one thing for me. I'm a big multiplayer person. Like I've played all this stuff with you, son. Played with Javi. That's where I get my real enjoyment is when I can kind of show off what I've done in my game,
Mm-hmm.
with my friends. But I mean, hopefully it's something that they can add in later. I know it's single player, but I mean that's not dissuading me from playing it. Like I'm gonna have a blast on this game, and I don't see why they couldn't do something with multiplayer later. They've got such a good foundation right now that
But
I definitely think they could make something happen.
with the openness, whenever it comes to any kind of IP, they could even take this and put it into a different realm altogether to allow that multiplayer player interaction. Make
Yeah,
it to where that's a whole different game. Just like how right now you have Riot that has League of Legends, but they're making a MMORPG surrounding that universe. You have Titanfall that Apex Legends was born from. You can definitely make different avenues of the same game and make it feel just as good as the original.
yeah, for sure. And I mean, I have such high hopes for this game. I think it's going to do amazing. Um, and I definitely think it's going to open up avenues for them to take it other places.
Absolutely. Just a couple more things. Um, so, like crafting, I know that there's not really a lot out there, but I think that really goes hand in hand with the character creation. I know that a lot of people probably have some questions in regards to crafting. Do you know, or do we have any information around that?
So from what I've seen, the interviews I've watched, basically you're gonna when you're out in the world just traversing looking for stuff, you're gonna be finding little knickknacks and things, and you might like I said to you earlier, you might find like a broken toothbrush, got a couple bristles on it or something, it's chipped, and then you might be over in another area and you find a saw blade. The way they've described it is that you can combine these two things. They have said there's over a million customization options in this game when it comes to crafting. And if that's true, I mean, the possibilities are endless. You can literally make the perfect weapon. You can go out and find exactly what you want in this world, and you can come up with the craziest weapon. You might come up with the stupidest weapon, but for you, that's what makes the game fun, you know?
Absolutely. Well, Chuck, thank you so much for taking your time today and going over BioMutant with us. Um, we hope to see you again soon. And really, anyone that's interested in seeing more BioMutant content or otherwise, please feel free to check out Nine Realms at Discord, Twitter, and YouTube. And drop by the stream sometime. Twitch.tv/Sunchu. Hope to see you soon.
Thank you for having me, brother.
Thanks, Chuck.